Hey, Monday, baseball.
All right, folks. I'm Sam Prochaska here commentating this game, and I'd like to introduce you into this game between Cornerstone Christian Academy's freshman basketball team, boys basketball team, who is playing against Fuchs freshman boys basketball team. And so far, the Patriots are down. We're in the middle of the timeout, and Fuchs is up 13-5 against Cornerstone. I'm joined here by my partner, Dre Patrick.
Hello there, guys.
And we are looking forward to a good game here today.
So far, you can see that Fuchs has really been cooking it up in here. They really torched 13-5 early on in the game. That's scary, and they're still putting on a clinic.
Tim Huffman with the ball on the sideline, passing it up court, and that is tipped out of bounds by Fuchs. Right around 3 minutes left here in the first quarter of this game as they inbound the ball to Tim Huffman. Tim driving, kicking out to Luke Bennett. Luke shoots the three and hits it.
That was a highlight play there. Wonderful pass by Tim Huffman, and then wide open shot from Luke Bennett.
Yeah, great play there by CCA's offense, and Tim Huffman gets a steal down the court, easy layup, and he hits it. That'll make this a 5-point game. Fuchs still up 5 with 2.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Crap.
Now, do you see coming out his number 6? Do you see that?
What about him?
Well, I thought in basketball that you couldn't have number 6. I thought that was something the refs can't signal. You know about that? Have you heard that rule? You
No,
can't have 6, 7, or 8, or 9 in basketball.
Huh.
You noticed that there haven't been. It's the first time I've ever seen someone wear number 6.
That's really weird. I've never heard that rule.
Yeah. Well, there's an 8 on the court too.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a strange rule. You can look it up. OSHA website.
That's really interesting. I never knew that, actually. Fuchs gets a transition bucket, and now Matt Gant inbounding the ball for Cornerstone. Fuchs with the steal. And jump ball called by the referee. And with us today, we actually have one of the best referees in the business, Mr. Ron Miller. And he's reffed a few of our games, and just judging, he seems like he's a really good referee. He knows a lot about the game. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. There's a lot of great Rons in the world. Ron Miller, Ron Swanson. There are just so many great Rons, and this is just another one to add to the list.
This is certainly one of the best Rons out there. And ball now. Minute 49 left here in the first quarter. A few subs being made. Josh Malavasic checking in for Luke Bennett. Fuchs passes the ball in, and the referee will say that Fuchs player was out of bounds when he received the ball. Tim Huffman taking the ball up the court to Harrison Dodd. Josh Malavasic shoots and misses, but he is fouled.
I am very impressed with Cornerstone's passing ability this game, especially from Tim Huffman. But in general, the whole team has really been unselfish with the ball, getting good shots, so I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Tim's really passing the ball around, looking for the betterment of his teammates. Josh Malavasic misses that first shot. Score is 10-17 here in the first quarter. Malavash's second shot is a swoosh. Fuchs setting up their offense, kick to the corner. He's driving. Layup is just off. Rebound, puts it back up. Another miss. And the referee signals Cornerstone ball. Harrison Dodd inbounding the ball. Stolen by Fuchs and then taken right back by Tim Huffman. Tim Huffman guarded by 3 Fuchs players down the court, and they'll get the steal. And jump ball called. And Fuchs is really excited over there on their bench.
I'm glad to see Tim Huffman diving on the ball, though, even when he lost it, showing that he does care a lot about this game. He's really invested. I'm happy to see players that hustle on the floor, plays like that.
Yeah, I'd agree. Shot from Fuchs is off. Fuchs with another offensive rebound, getting into the paint. Missed, but they say he was fouled.
That looked like a clean block to me. What about you?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'd say that looked pretty clean, but the referee knows what he's doing. He's Ron Miller, so I'll agree with whatever he says. First shot is missed by the Fuchs player.
And you notice that Tim Bitzer, a great player in our roster, is not playing today. Do you know why?
I heard that he has a concussion and he will be out for the. It's not serious, but he will be out for a little while. Maybe. Malavasic drives, kicks to Price, out to Gavin Menthal. He's open for 3 and he hits it.
Wow. Great shot by Gavin Menthal there.
Big shot there off the good assist. Clock winds down, and that is off. So CCA will go into the end of the quarter, down 5 to Fuchs, and but there's a few things that they've got to clean up. But overall, I thought they played a solid quarter there. One of the problems I saw was there was a lot of bad passes, not a lot of thought put into the passes. We were moving the ball around, but there were a few. There were a lot of turnovers there, and you hate to see that. But they're playing a solid game right now, and if they continue that, I think that they will be just fine in this one. Both teams going over strategy right now in the quarter break. And now that quarter break coming to an end, Tim Huffman with the ball at the top of the key, passing to Gavin Menthal, who hit a big 3 at the end of the quarter. Terrell Reddick shoots just off the rim. Fuchs with the rebound. And Fuchs looking for something here on offense. Driving, shooting, and I mean, somehow gets a good bounce on that one, and Fuchs tips the ball out of bounds. Cornerstone ball.
Fuchs has been shooting really well coming off I must say, I'm pretty impressed with the way that they're shooting. As there's another bad pass there. Timing was a little off, but at least it's followed by a bad shot. Fuchs,
Yes, but then the offensive rebound, and that's another thing that's really killing them.
yeah. As I've stated before, offensive rebounds are one of my biggest basketball pet peeves, especially when all you have to do is box out.
Yeah, you've got to be able to box out and use your size. And Cornerstone, at least against that lineup, they did have a lot of size on them. Sometimes it's just about time. One thing that Cornerstone can control is their passes, and they've given up a lot of turnover. Oh, and that is not something that you want to see.
Yes, I think that's a defensive breakdown there. As the pass a little too tall. But Cornerstone's going to get to have a second chance here.
6 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Cornerstone down by 9, to Fuchs.
Here's Tim Huffman throwing the ball here. Probably looking for a good shot or a good pass. He tried to spin it, but just couldn't take care of the ball. As Fuchs is going to get a nice open layup there in transition. And the Cornerstone needs to clean up their transition defense.
That needs to be fixed. They just let that guy into the lane. No problem.
Wow.
Three-pointer from Tim Huffman.
Tim Huffman with the healthy three.
And that is his best shot. That's the shot where he's comfortable. And I know that he can drain that consistently.
You got to hit layups in transition, especially when you're down.
Yep, and missed layups will kill you. Foul called on Terrell Reddick with 5 minutes remaining here in the half. Cornerstone still down 17-25. Pass into Fuchs. Kick out, open for three, miss. And bad pass again from Cornerstone.
But an even worse shot, so
yeah,
I think we're
Fuchs
safe.
has definitely had their problems from behind that three-point line. A lot of players with just really awkward shots from my perspective.
But there are many players in the history of the NBA who've had some unorthodox shots and still managed to be good shooters, as the open man was found there in Gavin Mental for the easy layup.
There we go.
Plays like that are what I enjoy. See the open man always get the shot. And contrary to popular belief, getting open is not that easy. Sam, you're a basketball player, especially you're a shooter, so maybe you could explain how hard it is really to get a quality open shot.
Yeah, it's tough because you've got to have players that are working the ball around as Fuchs misses another three. Rebound by Cornerstone. Tough defense and foul called on Fuchs. But as I was saying, it can be tough, especially if you make a couple threes, because then the defense pays more attention to you. The better that you're shooting, and especially if you've got someone face guarding you the entire time, then that can be extremely tough to get open looks. But it's really, to an extent, it's sort of a natural thing. You've got to know where to go, how to get yourself around the defense. But you got to find open looks.
Yeah, one of my favorite players who I know can get open shots, is good at cutting, good at using screens and all that stuff, is Kyle Korver. I think he's one of the best at getting his open looks.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too.
Who is your favorite player like that, Sam?
As far as getting open looks, I think it's a tough call. I'd say maybe I would have to say, and I dislike him for some of the things that he's done, but one thing I notice is that Kyrie Irving does that quite a lot. He's very good off the dribble.
He is.
And he's got a lot of quickness so that he can
quickness
get
to leave Cleveland.
Yes, quickness to get out of cities and try and destroy the chemistry of a lot of basketball teams, but also quickness off the dribble, and that leads to him getting a lot of open layups, especially, but a lot of open step back shots and things like that as well. And he certainly does create a lot of shots for himself.
That is true. Another bad pass. Telegraph one at that. As Fuchs gets a good pass, but doesn't finish the layup, but is bailed out. And foul call.
Second free throw is good for Fuchs. And they have an 8-point lead over Cornerstone with 4 minutes left here in the first half. Tim Huffman triple teamed up the sideline, pass to Mark Price, and he loses it. And that'll be a jump ball going for Fuchs. Three-pointer for Fuchs missed, and you could tell that 42 there who shot that was really confident in the shot, but it just wasn't falling.
Another timeout called. So what do you think over during this timeout right now?
I'd say that they would be going over just to some extent continuing what they've been doing, especially with offensive rebounds, and they've been locking Cornerstone up on defense for a large part. But maybe something that they would want to change is they have to get a few more inside looks because their threes are not falling. There's not a lot of good shooters on the team. But they do have players that can score inside. So if I was their coach, that's what I would be telling them to do.
All right. And that's what really got them lead in the first place was points and transition points. So what do you think Cornerstone is going to do coming out of that timeout?
I think that they've got a lot to work on. Specifically, they've got it. The offense isn't running that great, and with the offense, they've got to make smarter passes. We're making a lot of passes, but it doesn't matter how many passes you make if they're not smart passes, because then you'll just get them picked off all day, and that's what we're seeing. But I would say that a lot of it is smart passes because, you see, Fuchs is putting 2-3 guys on Tim Huffman every time up the court, and that means if there's 3 guys covering 1 guy, it means that Cornerstone that leaves 2 people to guard the other 4 Cornerstone players. So there's got to be open looks in that, and I think if they can clean that up, then we can get as many open looks as we want.
Quite the assessment, Sam. Good board by Mark Price.
Gavin Menthal, another pass picked off by Fuchs, and another layup.
Yeah, we really got to clean that up.
with the ball, passing up to Terrell Reddix, and that's out of bounds.
Tim Huffman seems to have quite the court vision to where I really feel like he really knows the kind of passes that he should make. But the problem is how exactly will he make them, and when will his timing be? And also, you got to know your personnel.
Yeah. Fuchs, another offensive rebound, another shot, and another miss. Matt Gant with the rebound for Cornerstone, kicks it up to Tim Huffman. Oh, and you've got to have more awareness out there. He should have heard the footsteps or something, or at least known that there was going to be someone behind him, because that was an easy steal for Fuchs.
Nice little crossover.
Josh Malvasic.
Oh, but he lost it. No, you got to stop ball here. You can't just wait. Yep, that's a good call. He was not set in time and was moving before the contact was made.
Yeah,
So
I'd
that's a
agree
good
with
call.
that. I would agree with that. I didn't think he was really all that set, and it's a good call. And Matt Gant appears to have been hurt on that play, and he will take a seat here after this shot. First shot by Fuchs is air ball. Woo! And that's certainly not the way that you want to be shooting from the line. But Cornerstone makes a sub. Matt Gant comes out for David Baca.
David Baca, another one of our key players who really comes in, gives a lot of energy, and is always tenacious on defense and extremely vocal. So, very excited to see David Baca play.
Yeah, certainly has earned the title of Big Baller Baca, as he's called by some of his teammates.
Wow. Quite the name.
Tim Huffman. Tim Huffman with the ball. He shoots.
Looks like Terrell was open there. I feel like he wanted a shot. But Tim Huffman obviously didn't think that was the correct decision to make.
Fuchs shooting again, and another miss. David Baca. Oh!
I think we should review that, because I think that was kind of malicious. Would you say so, Sam? I thought that was kind of a malicious play on David Baca.
Yeah, certainly went in there a little hard. May have been trying to injure David Baca.
Oh yes, for sure.
I would even go so far as to say that may have been an attempt on his life.
That could have been, because I don't think we should use basketball games as arenas for such malicious kind of
such gratuitous
endeavors.
acts of
Yes,
violence.
Exactly, and I just think that, especially on a player such as David Baca, that is just not the right move, and I feel like they should be ready.
Big Baller
to
Baca
face
hits the
consequences.
shot.
Yes.
You know he always does. He's clutch. And that's the first of this one-on-one opportunity. So Big Baller will get another shot here. And that one's off. Mark Price with the rebound, kick out to Tim Huffman. Tim driving, hits it, and the foul.
That was a great take, and David Baca is loving the play.
Tim Huffman with the ball in the wing. Tim driving, kicking. Oh, good kick out.
These are great passes. I'm really loving it. Nice, as he looks at the bench after the shot.
Josh with the huge three.
I love the way this team stays in the game, always looks for the best shots. Something that I think maybe this freshman team may be doing than in the regular JV team, as David Baca with a strong rebound. And even varsity, to an extent, is finding better shots, always looking for the open man. As Tim Huffman
with the three.
Wow, and I think Cornerstone's going on a really good run right now, and hopefully the stops can follow. Terrell was lost, and there.
Oh, and you've got to get a box out there, but jump ball called. Tim Huffman in to shoot a free throw here. Huffman's shot off the front rim, rebounded by Fuchs. Fuchs pushing the ball up the court. Tim Huffman getting the ball.
Now we can really hold the ball for a little bit and get a better
Risky
shot.
pass there.
Yeah.
Huffman shoots off the rim, rebounded by Fuchs. And Cornerstone has fought back into this game, and now they are only down by 2 points. 30 seconds left, and Fuchs may be trying to hold on for a last possession here. David Baca locking up on defense, being vocal. 12 seconds left here. 10 seconds. Fuchs looking for a shot into the lane. Miss, rebounded. And that'll be out on Tim Huffman with 0.8 seconds left. Only enough time for Fuchs to get off a very quick shot. And Cornerstone making a quick sub. Terrell Reddix is out for Harrison Dodd. Fuchs inbounding, looking. And that is just off to end the first half. And at the end of the first half, your score, Cornerstone boys freshman team 28, Fuchs Mizrachi 30. All right, everyone. Both teams are heading out of their halftime huddles here. And we are just about ready to start the third quarter of this freshman game. And the Fuchs players are trying to look cool by trying to hit the rim. I guess they weren't getting very close, but hey, to each their own, as they say. Fuchs inbounds the ball, driving to the lane, easy layup, but he misses it.
It's quite the athletic-looking play there, but of course you still have to finish. So, not to fail.
Cornerstone inbounding the ball. Tim Huffman has it. Pushing it up the court. Open look for Luke Bennett in the corner, and he hits it.
Wow. Luke Bennett never ceases to amaze me with his shooting ability.
Yeah, he's really consistent, and he hits the open looks, and that's all you can ask for. Foul called, and Mizrachi will go to the line.
You just heard Coach Dave Sanford, probably my favorite coach here at CCA, and that's saying a lot considering there are many great TCA coaches, but Dave Sanford.
I'd go so far as to say one of the best coaches in America.
In America? I don't know if I would go that far. But Dave Sanford is such a great coach.
Tim Hoffman with the ball, being pressured by 3 Fuchs players, gets it to Gavin Mental, who travels.
I like the idea, though. Gavin is trying to get to the open man, which is Luke Bennett, and he would have hit the 3 if Gavin would have made the pass. But his timing was a little off. He took a little bit too long to get the pass there.
Yeah, and Fuchs' bench is really hyped up. Tim Huffman with the steal down the court. Goes up for the layup and misses, but foul is called. So now Tim Huffman will go to the line for 2 shots. Tim Huffman, second shot, just off. Fuchs with the rebound. Ooh, almost threw it right out of bounds after the rebound. Fuchs gets it in the paint. And looks like the call is a kickball on Cornerstone. It'll be Fuchs ball on the baseline. Score now 32-33 as Cornerstone has come back in this one and made it a game. Fuchs shooting for 3, miss, rebound Cornerstone. Tim Huffman with the ball in transition. Loses it. They'll say it was off of Huffman. And Fuchs ball.
Fuchs seemed to be very excited about that play.
Yeah,
I like to see an energetic bench.
Brought the energy over there on their bench. Another shot for Fuchs and a miss. Gavin Mental with the rebound, holding it strong.
the three-point struggles
Timeout
continue.
called by Coach David Sanford.
I love that strong move by Gavin Mental there to not panic and make the best decision to get out of that press. So.
Yeah, I would agree. And now both teams going over a few things in the timeout. And what do you think Cornerstone has done to get themselves back into this game?
Well, first of all, Luke Bennett. I could just say that name, and that should tell you something. Luke Bennett went in, hit some important threes there to bring us back in the game, and of course the energy by David Baca with the great defense. And
David Baca's been playing lights out today.
Oh yeah,
as always.
yes. So I would say those two specifically have really kept us in the game. Also, of course, Tim Huffman, who arguably might be the best player on the team. But it's really our tenacious effort on defense has also picked up, which I'm very proud of.
Oof. Big mental mistake there by Mark Price. He was inbounding the ball, and he must have stepped over the line as he was throwing it. Certainly not a good thing. Fuchs gets another offensive rebound, kicking it out, driving the lane, going up, and what in tarnation was that? He did not even come close to hitting the backboard.
Oh, no, not at all.
I guess he was looking for a foul, but that certainly didn't work out for him. And Fuchs playing good defense, getting on it, and timeout called by Fuchs as they get another steal. And that's been Cornerstone's Achilles heel this entire game. Fuchs has just been getting steal after steal after steal. I almost wish we had a turnover counter because there's just been a ton.
Yeah, it's been based on these lousy passes that Cornerstone is passing. But the thing is, it's hard for me to really criticize them about it, though, because usually their passes that they're making are with good purpose. It's just the way that they're passing it, the exact time they are is not precise.
Yeah, I would agree there. Timeout coming to an end here. Looks like there's a spot of water on the court, and Cornerstone will take care of that.
It's probably the wetness from Luke Bennett's shot, if I would say.
Fuchs inbounding the ball, Luke Bennett guarding the ball handler. Looks like he might have stepped out of bounds. No call. 3 for Fuchs is missed.
Now, Sam, you're a shooter, as I've said many times. So when is there a point, or is there ever a point, when you just decide to stop shooting threes?
Well, there's got to be a certain point, but for the most part, as there's another foul called on Fuchs, but for the most part, I think you've just got to have confidence in your shot, and I think that that's so big, and a lot of that's natural. You're either born with high confidence and you're not easily phased, or you're not. Wow, good move by Tim Huffman.
Oh, good pass too. Please finish it. Thank you. Nice.
Mark
nice
Price
pass.
with the bucket, and now Cornerstone takes their first lead of the game. They're up 34-33 here in the second half. Big bucket there by Fuchs, and they retake the lead. As I was saying, there's got to be a certain point, but you also need to have confidence in your shot, and I think it can be a natural ability that you're just not easily phased. But you just got to keep shooting the ball, and if you've got the green light from your coach, then you're good. Unless if your coach tells you to stop shooting, or you've missed a large amount of threes, then then is when you stop. But you gotta have confidence. Around 4 minutes left here in the third quarter of this game. Fuchs is up by 1, 35-34. They get the ball in. Shot is good. Tim Huffman dribbling the ball up court. And that's another foul called, and there have been a lot of those called on Fuchs, especially in this half. I think that comes a lot from Cornerstone just manning up and dribbling the ball down in there, and Fuchs they haven't been able to keep their hands off.
Yeah, soon we'll be in the bonus, and hopefully Cornerstone can utilize that to their advantage and get some easy points to the line.
Yeah. Ooh. Luke Bennett nearly drops that one. Nearly gives up a turnover.
Good cut by Tim Huffman. Good strong usage of his arm there. Trying to get that shot off, but he just couldn't fall.
Yep. Now Fuchs with the ball. Good pass there. Open shot is missed. Mark Price with the rebound, gets it to Tim Huffman. I don't know if Fuchs has learned that they need to stop using their arms so much. Matt Gant with the shot, that's off. As far as that shot by Matt Gant, I'd say that he's got to go up a little bit more strong with it. He had an open lane. I would say you got to get 2 feet in the paint and go off 2. And
Right, use the glass too, honestly.
yeah, he sort of. It was just a bit of an awkward shot. He sort of went off one and faded away a little bit with that floater.
You could call it a floater, I guess.
Yeah, just a little awkward shot there.
Yes. Awkward construction, if I would say.
Oh, and bad mistake by Gant there. I think that's the case of trying to be a little doing too much.
Oh yeah,
doing too much with the ball. Yeah. And there are certain players who have that issue. Fuchs gets another steal though, and that'll be a foul called on Cornerstone with 2:36 left here in the third quarter. Fuchs still has a lead over Cornerstone. It is 37-34. And again, Fuchs with the ball. They're going to inbound it in a second. Fuchs with the bucket there off the inbound. Luke Bennett passing it in. Oh, bad pass.
I would love to know, as you said earlier, how many turnovers Cornerstone has right now. Because
legal screen call. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say because Cornerstone just has a lot of turnovers, and I would love to see how many turnovers they have so far.
Yeah, I'd agree. A lot of turnovers, and looks like another one here.
These are just lazy
That
passes.
Good hustle there.
No catching.
And there's another turnover.
I bet Coach Sanford is not happy with that.
And a foul called on Fuchs, and it'll be Cornerstone ball out of bounds. But yeah, just a lot of turnovers. It seems like every time that we get the ball, it's a 50-50 shot of it being turned over before we can even get to half court. And another turnover. As I'm just talking about it, another turnover by Cornerstone.
Now entering the game is none other than David Baca.
David Baca in the game, and he's a big baller. Hopefully he can get a couple shots up. And
very vocal on defense, said earlier, giving us the energy that we need, hopefully, to go on another run. The three-point
by Baca.
Three-point struggle, still a problem for Fuchs.
And what do you know? Another turnover. And thank goodness there was an easy layup miss there by Fuchs.
Yeah, we just got lucky there that he was bailed out. Looks like we're finally going to the line to cash in on some of these free throws.
Yep, and the turnover problem has gotten worse and worse progressively as the game's been going on, as Gavin Mental checks in for Terrell Reddix. Minute 51 left here in the third quarter as Tim Huffman prepares to shoot a free throw, hits it. And Fuchs is still up in this game, 39-35. Huffman's second shot is just off.
Gotta hit free throws.
But an
Luckily,
offensive rebound there by Harrison Dodd. Jump ball called. Fuchs will have possession.
David Baca getting some heavy minutes this game because, of course, the coaches trust him with his defensive ability there, as he's arguably one of the most vocal defenders on the squadron.
Yeah, I would agree. And don't get confused. He's a shooter. He can
yeah.
knock a three down if
sure.
given the right opportunity. Foul called there, and now Gavin Mental will go to the line. Gavin misses the first one. Here's the second one. Another miss. Fuchs with the rebound. Pushing the ball up court. David Baca trying to take the charge there, but ball comes loose. Coming down to a minute left here in the third quarter. Cornerstone still down 4, but trying to mount a comeback here against Fuchs.
Yeah, it looks like David Baca trying to take that charge earlier. I guess he was just a little too solid to knock down. So sometimes it's just a problem that larger players have.
Oh my gosh! Another turnover by Cornerstone.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
It's been crazy.
It's extremely crazy that we can't even get it past the half-court line.
Yeah, they certainly have to work on ball security, and an entirely new lineup coming in for Fuchs, and Terrell Reddix will also sub into the game for Luke Bennett. And Luke has been making his shot when he is open, but he's had troubles finding ways to get open here, and he'll sub out. Fuchs with the ball. Shot for 3 and another miss. And and foul called there on CCA, and they'll go to the line for 2. Do you think that it would be too far outside of reality if I said that I think Fuchs' 3-point percentage may be lower than their total turnovers forced by Cornerstone? Because that's what it seems like.
If their 3-point percentage is lower than what again?
Their turnovers that they've forced.
Oh, the turnovers that they've forced.
Because I feel like they've forced at least 20 turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that their 3-point percentage is anywhere near that.
And what just happened is really helping your argument. That might be true, and that's kind of sad. I've never really experienced a game where that ratio could be compared.
Yeah, it's certainly odd. Time running out here in the third quarter, around 10 seconds left. Fuchs looking for the last shot. Spin move, driving to the lane, up and fouled. With 3.6 seconds left here in the quarter, Fuchs will have an opportunity to make this a 7-point game. First shot by Fuchs is in. Now with 3.6 seconds here, Cornerstone will try and get a quick bucket. And Terrell Reddick's, look at him in the corner there. They might want to try and get it to him. And ball is tipped. Another turnover. And forced out of bounds. CCA ball with 0.2 of a second left.
Do you think we're going to be able to get a shot off here?
Oh, I think that's doubtful. Maybe they could draw a foul from Fuchs, though. Foul call.
Oh, wow.
And look at that.
That's incredible, Sam.
I feel like a prophet right now. But that was one of the only situations where it works out well for Cornerstone and that's why I was wondering why Fuchs was guarding so tightly with 0.2 of a second left. And they pay the
shot off.
Yeah, they pay the price for it though, with the foul. Tim Huffman, one of the best free throw shooters for Cornerstone, is at the line. He hits the first one. And I thought it was a good call, though. There was definitely a lot of contact there. And Tim Huffman will miss the second free throw. But that'll end the third quarter. Cornerstone will go into this final quarter down 6 to Fuchs. Josh Malavasic will inbound the ball for Cornerstone. Tim Huffman bringing it up. Tim making a move, driving to the lane. Jelly.
Wow, that was
Jelly.
That was quite the move by Tim Huffman.
Wow.
To the rack. Looks like Cornerstone is trying to get some size in here to evenly match up with Fuchs.
Yeah, and they have a lot of their big men in there. Fuchs being stifled on offense, looking around for something.
Oh, no. See, Gavin should have come over a little bit to the right to help out in that situation.
Yeah, I agree, but that was a good, solid pump fake. Just a little look up at the basket, it seemed. Didn't even pick up the dribble. And,
it was,
he was
but
gone.
as
And
another
turnover.
I mean, it was a good pump fake, but the problem was there were 3 help defenders available to help, and none of them did it. So
yeah, I'd agree.
It's quite disappointing.
Jump ball called there, and it'll be Fuchs ball out of bounds. And an easy bucket being given up by Cornerstone. They're down by 8 now. Tim getting to the rim and scoring. Fuchs with the ball up top. Looking around here on offense for something. Making a move. Gets into the paint. Miss. Offensive rebound. Another miss. And Cornerstone gets the rebound. Tim Huffman bring the ball up the court. Deep 3. And he hits it. He hit that shot from near the white line there on the court. Wow, what a shot by Tim Huffman. And when he's feeling it, he can hit that shot all day long. Fuchs gets to the hole. Blocking foul called. I am not sure about that one. That certainly, it looks like a tic-tac sort of foul to me. But now Fuchs will go to the line up 3 with 5 minutes remaining here in the final period. second shot that must have been, and it's in. Tim Huffman with the ball, bringing it up the court.
Cornerstone is playing very well offensively, but in order to win this game, they just just really need to stop with the turnovers. That's the only thing that they really need to do. Their defense is looking pretty good. They're getting those shots they want on offense, but turnovers are really killing them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And without the turnovers, I think that this could be a very, very different game.
Yeah. After the game, I'm going to try to check with Mr. Dave Sanford and ask him how many turnovers there were.
Yeah, we might be able to secure a quick post-game interview with Coach Dave or one of the players. First free throw is made by Fuchs. 6-point game now with 4:47 left in the fourth quarter. And trying to make it a 7-point game here with the second free throw. They'll call a lane violation on Fuchs. And now it'll be CCA ball. Luke Bennett looking up the court, and my gosh, just another turnover.
Yeah, that is horrible. I'd also like to check with the Fuchs coach and ask how many points they got off of turnovers.
Wow, and that one was really close to being a turnover. I don't even know what to say. They've just been playing really bad as far as giving up that many turnovers. Foul called on Fuchs. It's going to be 2 shots here for Cornerstone. Tim Huffman will shoot. And 4.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. CCA is down 8, and I think that the only way that I see them getting back into this game is, if they can stop the turnovers and hit shots.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they are hitting, the shots for the most part that they're getting, except for free throws. But the turnovers,
Yeah, I think they've been shooting really well, but the thing is we've just not had a lot of opportunities because we're turning the ball over early in the possession. Tim Huffman's second shot is good. 4.5 minutes now. CCA still down 7. Terrell Reddick's locking up on defense. Shot is good. Luke Bennett looking for a pass. Gets it to Terrell Reddick's. Travel. Another turnover. You have got to be kidding me.
I'm sure Mr. Sanford's not happy with the turnover problem that Cornerstone has right now.
Yeah, and there's a certain portion of it that can be accredited to Fuchs, and foul there on Terrell Reddick's. They'll get more foul shots. There's a certain part of it that can be accredited to Fuchs, and they're jumping on passes, which is good, and they've been running around on defense. But I think that the large majority of this is Cornerstone's fault. I think that they are giving Fuchs a lot of easy steals, just throwing the ball right to him, traveling, and lots of problems. First shot is good, and Fuchs now has a 10-point lead with 4 minutes left, and that's going to be really tough for Cornerstone to overcome. Second shot is also good. 11-point lead now.
Sam, this game is a winnable game if Cornerstone eliminates the turnovers.
Yeah, and they've got to start.
I mean, look
at that. Tim Huffman, I think he can make that all day.
Yes. 10 for the rim is impossible to beat.
Yeah, and he can hit the 3. He's been hitting layups, but I think that he's just got to do more of that. Wide open 3, another miss. Fuchs just can't get it going from 3.
Yes, this. I hate to say it, but this might be a little humorous at this point. It's kind of funny that Fuchs is just missing all of their 3s, but are still getting so many forced turnovers, and Cornerstone is suffering.
It's just become. I almost want to say a numbers game. They're not making a lot of shots, but they're getting so many shots that you've got to make some eventually.
Yeah,
And I think that's how they've gotten most of their points.
Exactly.
See, there's another miss and another offensive rebound.
I'm surprised that Fuchs is getting that many offensive rebounds because Cornerstone's pretty big right now. They're playing pretty big.
Yeah, they've got a lot of size on them. And Cornerstone, really, they've got athletes, they've got size, they've got shooting. There's really not a lot of excuse for them in this game. Another turnover.
Wow.
Another offensive rebound.
Wow.
And another offensive rebound.
Wow.
Foul and one.
Yes.
See, there you have in one play
Yep.
the reason that they are losing the game.
Yeah. That.
Turnover,
There.
offensive rebound, foul, bucket. That's and when you're playing like that, you're bound to lose. And they haven't lost anything yet, but they find themselves in a difficult position, down by 11 with 3 minutes left. Luke Bennett will inbound the ball for Cornerstone. Timeout called by Coach Dave Sanford, looks like. And possible savior coming out of the court. David Baca will sub
yes,
in.
Of course. Now, what do you
I think they got to get him some shots.
Yep.
And I think Cornerstone could get back into this game.
Yes, exactly. So what do you think Coach Dave is telling his players right now? In the 3 minutes left to go, the fourth quarter.
I think that he's echoing a lot of the things that we're saying about how they just need to cut down on turnovers, get smart shots, even though the margin of error is decreasing. So it might get to the point where we're just shooting up any open look that we can get. But you got to get smart shots, and you got to avoid giving up so many offensive rebounds. We keep saying it, and nothing has changed for Cornerstone. But I'd say that that's what they're going over. For Fuchs, if I was the Fuchs coach, I'd be telling them to get the ball inside every single time because their threes are not falling. I can't remember the last time they hit a three in this game.
Honestly, I don't think Fuchs has hit a single three this entire game.
They put up a whole bunch of them, but yeah, I would agree. I don't think that they have hit any.
Yes, I'm sure the players and the coaches of Cornerstone are very, very angry at this game because it's so winnable. They're outscoring them, really. It's just if you don't count the turnovers, the points off of turnovers. If you don't count the points off of turnovers, Cornerstone would be up by maybe 12.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Tim Huffman was fouled there, so he will go to the line with a double bonus opportunity. Huffman squaring up and shooting. First one is off. That's the first one. Second shot coming here for Tim Huffman. That one is good. Oh, good pass there by Fuchs. They get into the lane, kicking out. Wide open three and another miss.
See, this is why Cornerstone should
I
be
don't
winning
care
this
how
game.
open. And
Another
turnover, foul
Wow.
by Huffman. And that will be a foul called on Huffman there after another turnover. And see, they don't have the ability to get a lot of shots off because they just keep turning it over.
Exactly. That's a problem that, as anyone who likes basketball knows, that is the killer of any team, even the best teams.
Yeah. Tim Huffman with the rebound, bringing the ball up. A mistaken buzzer sounding there. Foul called. Huffman will go to the line again. Tim Huffman at the line here with 2 minutes, 44 seconds left in this final quarter. Cornerstone, and he hits the first one. Cornerstone is still down by a margin of 8. And I don't know. I think that if everything goes right for Cornerstone here, I think that we've got the shooting ability that we can get it back in this game.
Exactly.
I think that now, first off, I think that this is a game that Cornerstone should win. But I think that even though they're down right now, I think that they can get back in it. Huffman's second shot is good, and that'll bring the lead down to 7, I think.
8.
I thought that was the score before he made that. I could be wrong, though.
Maybe the scorekeeper just didn't keep up yet. And the other way.
Well, either way, Fuchs has the ball now. 2.5 minutes left. Foul by Tim Huffman. And I think he might be getting up there as far as foul trouble goes. And that'll be it. Tim Huffman has 5 fouls, and he will be disqualified from the game. I noted there that I thought that it seemed like he's committed a lot of fouls.
Yes.
And with his 5th, he'll be out of the game, and that's this team's leader out there. Maybe the best player on the team. And with him out, I think that it'll be very tough for Cornerstone to mount a comeback.
Yeah, so now I guess the only strategy could be try to get it to the shooters on the corner, David Baca especially.
Yeah,
really
have faith in
shots.
Baca. Have faith in Baca, that's what I'd say. Foul there before the pass in. Fuchs coaches does not agree with that call. It seems like he made a face after that was called. Matt Gant will come to the line, however, with 2 minutes, 23 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And Fuchs is up 10.
At this point, free throws are critical if they want to get back in this.
Yeah, I would agree. First one is off. And I think it's really tough after you miss the first free throw to hit the second, because that really throws you off after you miss that first free throw, and it puts a lot of pressure on you to not miss both. Violation called on Matt Gant after the shot there. And so now Fuchs will have the ball, passing it in. Fuchs' shot just gets a good bounce off the rim, and it's in. Gavin Menthal bring the ball up. Pass down low to Mark Price is intercepted.
Honestly,
Another turnover.
If I were a player on Fuchs, I would be terrified anytime I saw that David Baca was guarding me, because he's so vocal. Everything. See, now that should be an offensive foul.
Yeah,
you see
I
that?
don't know. It looked like a charge to me.
Yeah.
Wow, how did that bounce in? Oh.
And another turnover.
And another turnover for CCA. Matt Gant certainly seems upset with his teammate, Josh Malavasic there. Malavasic wasn't looking when Gant threw it to him, and just certainly a miscommunication. You can't have that. Minute and a half left here, and Fuchs is up by 14. Travel called, though, and so it'll be Cornerstone ball. I think time is just running out on Cornerstone here. Not much of a chance to come back. They can make this game more respectable, however.
Oh, yes, they can.
Josh Malavasic comes in and he's fouled. 1:11 left in the 4th quarter to be exact. Score is Fuchs 63, Cornerstone 49. Coach Sanford there on the sideline, visibly looking upset and frustrated with his team, and he has reason to be. But hopefully, this freshman team can come back after this.
Yes.
better and stronger than ever. They have a lot of things that they need to work on in practice. And you know what they say, practice makes perfect.
Practice does indeed make perfect. And if you know anything about Coach Sanford, he hates to lose. So I really feel bad for him with his struggles here with this team. But, you know, as you said earlier, you can only come back stronger. So
Yeah, they have to work hard in practice. They've got a lot of things that they need to clean up. But I do think that this is a team with a lot of potential. And, the more that they play together, the more that they get in-game experience,
right.
and I think the better that they'll get. And a lot of these guys have a chance to eventually one day be starters on varsity. Some of them sooner than others. And I think that you'll see a lot of these guys being leaders of Cornerstone's varsity team eventually. But they've just got to work on a lot of things. Gavin Menthal driving the lane, and he's fouled with 10 seconds left. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting thinking about the future for Cornerstone. Michael Bothwell's gone, when Jeremy Owens is gone. All the great players that we have now. I'm just really excited to see what Cornerstone does in the coming years. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Cornerstone is going to lose a lot of seniors after this year, but there are some players in the other classes that have a chance to develop into good players who can be solid. 5 seconds left in the game. It'll be not tipped out of bounds. 4 seconds left, and Fuchs, I assume, will just get the ball and dribble out the clock. They will. And that's the game. Final buzzer sounding. Cornerstone will take the loss in this game to Fuchs Mizrachi. Definitely a tough game out there for Cornerstone. Teams sometimes they just have a bad night, and I think that's what happened tonight for Cornerstone. I think that they have a lot of things that they could clean up, and especially turnovers. Turnovers. It was the key word in this game. Cornerstone gave up so many turnovers to Fuchs, and if I was running that team, I would go for ball security all throughout practice for the next week or so, because that was definitely their Achilles heel in that game. They could not stop turning the ball over. Any thoughts from you, Dre?
Well, I have a few thoughts. I really was hoping this was going to be a win. This was a winnable game, but they played good offensively. Their defense was good for the most part, especially in the latter quarters, but you said it yourself. The problem is turnovers.
Yeah. It was certainly the biggest issue in the game for them. And but solid effort out there from Cornerstone, and I think that they'll bounce back stronger than ever. Next game you gotta. It's our phrase: 2 claps and next play, and in this case, next game. They just gotta keep working, and they'll come back stronger than ever. So that's all for the game. We'll maybe try and get a player interview. I know that we haven't had, or a coach interview. I know we haven't had the best of luck with getting players or coaches to do those, but hopefully you'll stay tuned with us for that if we can make that happen. But if we don't get to the interview, this is Sam Prochaska
And DeAndre Patrick.
signing off. All right, folks, this is sort of off the cuff here, but today we have something special for you. Any of you that are still watching, I doubt that there's many, but you get a never before seen look at where the magic happens. This is where we have this is where we broadcast the games from, and we call it the cave. It's pretty great. So here you go. Just look. We have Johnny Lucas over here. He was running the TriCaster for the game. On the camera right now, we've got Ethan Dang. And over here is where we do the actual commentating from. Here's my partner in crime, DeAndre Patrick, coming down right now. He was working on Christmas decorations for the lockers here at CCA during the game. What a multitasker, you know. And over here, you see, we have the booth. This is where we operate the live text for the games from. This is where we have the camera. This is where we operate the video board. And as I said, just a truly magical place. So this has been a really quick tour. We weren't planning on this at all, but thank you for joining me for this quick tour around where we broadcast these games from. And this is all thanks to you, the fans, the people that tune in and watch us. Huge thank you to all of you. Again, if there's any of you watching this still. 3 people watching this, according to Johnny. And thank you, you 3 people. That's all. Stay tuned, folks. We still may have an interview coming. All right, folks, as mentioned, we do have an interview. I know that we've promised an interview in every single game that we have broadcast to you guys, but we're actually doing it right now. This is actually happening. With us today, we have Tim Bitzer. He's a player for the freshman team. He plays on JV as well. And we mentioned this during the broadcast, but he was not able to play during the game today. He suffered a concussion recently, and you'll be out around how long do you think? A week?
About a week and a half.
All right. And so hopefully, prayers up, he can get out there and get back to playing really soon. So, Tim, what's that like being on the bench and not being able to get in a game where your team could really use you? What's that like?
It's awful, honestly. Like just watching my teammates and wanting to be out there with them. I'm itching to get back out there. I'll be ready back next week.
Good to know. And you don't get to see this a lot when you're playing with the team, but watching from a spectator's point of view, what would CCA took a tough loss today, the freshman team. What would you say were some of the issues that they had?
Yeah, we missed tons of free throws tonight. I think I looked at the stat sheet, and I think we were 11 for 31 or something crazy like that. And if you take those 11 points and add that to the turnovers we had way too many turnovers tonight. You put those two together and you improve on them, and we would have won that game easily.
Yeah, those were some of the things that me and DeAndre had talked about when we were broadcasting the game. And what would you say is? Sorry, 1 second here. As far as yourself, what would you say is one way that you really help the team, and one thing that the team misses when you're not there?
I would say maybe on the defensive end of the floor. I'm not a guy that will go out there and score 20 points for you every game, but if I can do my part and lock down as a defender and try to help my team get defensive stops, I think that's where I can be valued.
Yeah, and that's certainly helpful. And CCA could have used that today. Gave up a lot of offensive rebounds as well. But I think that you guys as a team, I think that you can learn from not mistakes, but losses like these. There's a lot of things that they can learn from, and so that they can come back even stronger next time. So, as I said, folks, we had been trying to get an interview for quite a while. I almost have gotten to the point where I don't expect to be doing interviews, so I was a little unprepared, but Tim was ready to come in, and he answered all the questions very well. And thank you for coming on, Tim. And thank you for staying tuned, all of you who are still watching this. And that's all. This is Sam Prochaska signing off.